everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie, Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica, who's going by the new nickname, Hambone.
I don't know why.
Please, tell us the story.
No. I don't know. You ate a ham bone, so you started calling me Hambone.
The Hambone has nothing to do with me. It's your nickname, not mine.
That you gave me this morning out of the blue. So much fun. Okay, well, on that note, it's time for those 1 minute book recs. This is where we go over all the books we read in the past week with 1 minute synopsis for each book. But before we get started with that, Hambone's bestie has some stuff to tell you. I don't like that nickname. Makes me feel fat.
Okay, Spongy.
I honestly, that was the one that's been there for so long that whatever. So, great. Next.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for being here. Let us know in the comments, what have you been reading? Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about for the comments. So hit that subscribe button. We're so glad that you're here. We have books we're giving away, so always check back and check in to see what those giveaways are. For the comments today, tell us. We've been getting some comments and some messages about doing a channel membership. So if you would be interested in us having a channel membership, tell us in the comments, what would you like to see as part of that membership? We've been lightly talking about it. So yeah. Before we really move forward, we want to just see what the interest is from you guys. And thank you for those who've reached out and who have wanted to support us in that way. We appreciate it.
Okay, let's talk about your reading week. Sorry, I have a cold. Brain's not firing on all cylinders. I thought it was allergies, but maybe it's a cold because it just keeps getting worse. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I read 7 books, but I only have 5 to talk about because 2 were for convincing that we're doing.
Yeah, I read 6 books, but I only got 5 to talk about because one was for that convincing. One's a DNF too, so I really don't got much to say about that one either. All right. So since we both have 5, I guess I'll start.
Please.
I know you're excited for that. Okay.
Are you going to tell us about your DNF?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wait, okay. So if you read 7 books and one was
I read 6 books and one was a DNF. You read 7 books.
Oh, I thought we read the same for some reason.
I didn't finish the one that I thought I would have finished for today just because I had to read the one for our convincing.
Got it. Okay, I'm good to go now.
So I would have had
Thank
to.
you for
it was a thing.
Your life.
Okay, so the first book that I'm going to talk about was a reread for me, but I had to do a reread for specific reasons, and that is The Wild Man by Alex Grayson. So this is a modern-day Tarzan retelling, and it is told in the Appalachian Mountains, or Appalachia. However you say it, sorry, not something in my vocabulary typically. So this was about Everly. Everly has always heard stories of the wild man out in the woods, and he is supposedly someone who was like abandoned at the age of 5 out in the wilderness, and he's been this like it's like Bigfoot. It's like a sexy Bigfoot is what it's like. She's gonna go find her Bigfoot, which is the wild man. She likes to camp, but she likes to be outside and outdoorsy. Her dad raised her that way, and so she's gonna go find him. She's gonna write an article on him for work, and it's gonna be a great experience. So she thinks. When she finds the wild man, he is, an Adonis out in the wilderness, but he's also been raised in the wilderness, and he, learns relationships from what he sees with the animals. And so he's very gruff with her. He basically grabs her and says mine and takes her back to his lair, where he proceeds to do things to her that she'll forgive him for later when she sees how sexy he is. It's just the way it is. Anyhow, it is a dark Tarzan retelling. It is one of my favorites. I loved it. It was a great reread. What's your first read of the week?
Well, that is a great question.
Yeah, do you even have your journal opened?
I do.
Okay.
My first read of the week, though, so we usually do Friday as our cutoff, and then we record on Saturday, and then our 1 minute book recs come out on Monday.
Yeah.
So I was almost done with this book last weekend, but I finished it like that morning. And so I just
Talked about it.
like yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a hot minute since I listened to this book, but it
Okay.
was part of the Ava Lucas challenge in April in her
Okay.
Facebook group. So if you guys aren't there, you should go over there. It was a lot of fun. So this is Accidentally Married by Daphne Elliott. And we have Cole. Cole is an ex hockey player and he has half brothers, and him and his half brother, he just doesn't fit in and he always feels like he's a screw up. I have read one other book in this series, so I think there's probably a little more of the family history. I got enough of it. I felt good about it, but I think that there might be a little bit more of where we see him screwing up in some of the other books. And he's in Vegas. They're celebrating this wedding, and Willa's there. And him and Willa have known each other for a long time because of the whole friend group and all of that. And he actually dated her best friend for many years, her best friend who is now marrying his brother, which just makes it very complicated and messy. The two of them spend some time together at this celebration. They get drunk and they accidentally get married in Vegas. The next day, it is all, that's my timer. It
Okay.
is all over the news. And because he's an ex-professional hockey player somehow, or what, it's like all over their family, like their community Facebook news page. That's what I meant. And so somebody had posted it there. So people come to confront him. And one of them is his half brother that he doesn't really get along with. He's kind of chewing him out about it. And Willa, like, feels really bad for him because it wasn't like they both got drunk. They both did this. And so she actually steps up and says, actually, we've been secretly dating for a while and we decided to get married. So to save face on all of this, they decide to stay together. And I actually really enjoyed this one. I rated it 4 stars. I really, really liked how we see Cole. Like we see why people treat him the way he is, but we see how he feels about all of it. And I just really loved like the whole storyline and, kind of that misunderstood hero.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. That was long.
That's what I'm here for. To listen.
Yes.
Okay.
You're a good listener.
Why, thank you. Okay. You ready to listen to me now?
No, I'm going to take a
Yeah,
nap.
dang it. Well, you can take a nap
Just
because
kidding.
you talked about this book last week, so I'm not going to talk about it a ton, and there's really not a lot I can say because I don't want to give too many things
Oh,
away.
you read a book that I read?
Yes, you know this. We
Do
talked
I?
about it this week. Yeah, there's those
Yeah,
listening
I am
skills.
drawing a hard blank.
So I read Stay With Me by
Oh,
Nikki
yes, we did
Sloan.
talk about that. I didn't read it last week. I read it like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
That's why. But
Well, and it
yeah,
feels like last week because we really just filmed our 1 minute book recs a couple days ago because
that
we
is
were
true. That is
late
true.
in all of our stuff. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So again, this is Stay With Me by Nikki Sloan. This is her newest release. This one I do want to say, like, go in blind. I ignored whatever Mandy said, and like all shocked was the prologue anyway, so it wasn't like I was getting much. And I just jumped into it blind. But this is about our heroine who is Laurel. And at the beginning of the book, in the prologue, she wakes up and she's in a precarious situation, and she doesn't remember who she is or anything. She has a fiance at this apartment with her. She can feel staples in the back of her head. She knows that she has an injury back there, but she's got no memory. And so he says, I'm your fiance. This is the deal. Yada yada yada. And then we start out the book. She is a ballerina for the Chicago Ballet, and she is opening night for one of her performances, and something pretty crazy happens during that performance, and that just leads to this thing, this epic thing. And it's just, I don't even know what else to say. Just go into it blind, guys. Just do it. I gave it 4.5 stars. I did kind of round up to 5 on Goodreads. I wish they gave us halves. There were some things I wish I would have seen a little bit more of in the book, especially towards the end, but it was still a great read. So go read it. I listened to the audio. The audio was fantabulous. So
I physically read it, so I can't talk about the audio, but I love the book.
Yep. Okay.
Next, I finally got to dive. Well, actually, next I read the 2 books for our convincing that's coming up. So then I finally got to dive back into the Kindle series world that I am obsessed with.
Okay.
And I read Citadel, which is number 5. Citadel and Sanctuary, she recommends those are the two that you should read in order. So in Citadel, we have Dell and her sister. Dell is short for Delaney. They have been living, and this is a different way for this series. They've been living out in the ocean in a high-rise hotel, like up on like the 10th or 11th floor out in the ocean. This hotel has survived. So they're fairly safe out there. There's a small group of them. I think there's about 17 of them. And so Dell will periodically take a boat and row in to the shore and start scavenging because the sea is slowly starting to recede back. Because remember, the whole coast has been flooded and destroyed. And one day, some people happen to see her and they end up following her back there later, and they come and started killing everyone, which is horrible. And Cole happens to be there with this group, but he wants no part of this. So he rescues Delaney, Dell, and her sister and gets them to a safe place. Cole then has his own mission, so he leaves and he kind of just comes in and out of her life, breaking her heart a little bit. And then her sister is taken and she really needs to rely on Cole, but he never stays around. I really enjoyed it. I rated it 4 stars.
Okay.
I love this world.
I know you do.
Also, there are no reoccurring characters in the start of this book. And so I'm like, am I going to enjoy this as much since I'm having to start all over and like nobody familiar will be in this book? I still really enjoyed it.
Good. That's good. Okay. So
Okay.
the next book again was a reread for specific reasons. Reasons being that will show up when we go to Orlando later this year and hang out with this specific author. So that is one hard blink you're giving them.
Well,
So
if people can't pick up on this shit, I don't know what more I can do for them.
okay. So this is Stone by BJ Alpha. I cannot wait
Also,
to
if
see.
somebody's brand new to our channel, they might not be understanding anything that's going on.
No, it's okay though. So, Mandy and I will be going to Fangirl in Orlando in September. Stacy will be there as well. I will be there with a booth as Coveted Cover. But Becky, BJ Alpha will also be there. We're going to do Disney World afterwards. We're so excited. Okay, so let's talk about this book. So this is Stone. This is the first book in her Carrera Crime Family series. There's 2 books out in the series right now. This one does have audio. And this one is about Stone and Sienna. They are half siblings, so they believe they're half siblings. Stone has amnesia. He doesn't remember anything from, I think he's at the age of 14 when he was brought into the family as the bastard son. He's also been the punching bag for the family. The father is this Mafia. The father is an asshole. He to the point like where he doesn't have a lot of taste in his mouth because his tongue has been destroyed. Like he's bit through it so many times because of the pain, and it's horrible. He is an MMA fighter. Sienna is his sister who is about to be sent off into an arranged marriage. She has to go as a virgin, but they got things like she is his comfort, and they are definitely attracted to each other, which is just interesting and in general. And this is their story. I don't know what else to tell you. It's their story.
Your timer went off and I was trying to switch back, but my finger was not
Yeah, and
participating.
I somehow made us smaller on my screen. It won't let me make, there we go. And I couldn't see myself. That was fun.
Okay, so just a quick reference in case anyone is new here or relatively new or has missed the other times that we've talked about this. Jessica owns the book box Coveted Cover. So when she talks about reasons, I wink to give hints. Sometimes I might wink even when she doesn't say reasons. So you can always watch for that for upcoming hints for Coveted Cover. And you can go check out more about Coveted Cover over in Coveted Cover Unboxed on Facebook.
Yep.
Or go to Coveted Cover Instagram, or go to their website.
Yeah, which is covetedcover.com.
If you want to sign up and save, you can use the code MyBestie10.
Which should be down below.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I just felt like after I made that comment, if people can't figure it out, I don't know how to help them. But then I was like, if somebody's new, they would have no idea what we're talking about. So I wanted to make that clear.
Yep. Okay. Are you ready for the next one?
I can't make that winking any more clear. So once you know what the wiking's for, you should
Yeah.
be able to pick up on it.
Yep. So, okay. What's your next book?
Oh, my next book, of course, is going to be Sanctuary, which is the next book in the Kindle series. And this is Brianna's. And then in this story, so Brianna is Dell's sister. And so that's why it said to read this in order. So we learn in the first book, or not the first book, but Citadel, that Brianna has some trauma for things that she has done to keep them alive. So these two would have a little more darker themes than maybe typical in Claire Kent's world. So Brianna's also a little restless. They are safe where they're at, but she likes to go off and do things. So she does a lot of jobs where she'll walk to other communities. She travels there and then delivers messages and things like that and goes on kind of like errands for different communities. And there's another guy named Aiden. He's British and he really gets under her skin because he is very dominant in controlling the whole area. She's tried to talk to him about it and he won't have it. So she has been trying to take some jobs from him because she wants the opportunity. And they end up with somebody who gives them the competition of who can do it first. She is has the advance on him and ends up getting hurt, and there's a snowstorm and he has to make the decision if he's going to help her or win the competition, and I think we all know what he's going to do. So I really like this. It has like not only the post-apocalyptic survival part, but it has like a stranded in a snowstorm on top of that with like no provisions and things like that. And so I
I
just
love those
really
kind.
yes, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed this one. It also has good enemies to lovers vibes. It's not just annoyance. Like they really don't like each other because of this competition. So kind of more of maybe rivals, but you know, it's a post-apocalyptic world. So again, really enjoyed it. That was book number 6. So I only have 2 more left.
But you have the other series.
Yes, I can go to Central Cities and I can do the retellings.
And both are still being written in. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, and then Lost Song is the first in another
Yeah.
series that she's got going on. So there are still more, but I'm just sad to be done with the Kindle series in
Okay.
2
Well,
books, which will
in two
probably be
books.
this week.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, the next book I have is Titan by Chantal Tessier. This is the second book in her Dark King series. I read the first book last week. This is about Emily and Titan, obviously. So Emily has just come home back to Vegas from, I think she was going to college in Chicago or somewhere back east. She was going to Chicago or going to college, and she was moving back home. She was in the process of starting to move back home and packing up her apartment because her mom is dying of cancer, and she was told that her mom has about maybe 4 months left to live. And so she was going to come home and help take care of her mom with her dad. But she gets a phone call that her dad has just died of a massive heart attack. And so she goes back home only to discover not only is her mom, in a oh in a state where she has to have around the clock care. She's got 2 nurses taking care of her, but her dad's business partner has taken over everything. And the company, the inheritance, the house, everything has gone into the dad's business partner's name. And so he's quite the asshole. And so he decides that he is going to blackmail her for sex in order to make sure that her mom is taken care of and to get her the needs that she has. Well, this is where Titan comes in. So Titan runs the queens is what they call them, but they're escorts that these dark kings run. And so he's in charge of the escorts. Now he has always had a thing for her. His best friend actually was in her work hooking up in high school and in college, and he's always wanted her. And so she comes to him looking for a job as a queen, and things go from there. So I gave it a solid 4 stars. Everybody said these books get better and better as you go. So this is book 2, and I agree with that. They are getting better and better.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we recently did a survey of possible book tropes that people were interested in, and hockey came back pretty high on it. So, for you hockey lovers, I have a great one for you. It's called Only for Her by Natasha Madison. It just came out. It has audio. Audio is by Aiden Snow and Vanessa Moen, and they do a phenomenal job with it. So, I really like this one because I love hockey too. But this one, I felt like it was a little bit, it just felt a little fresh because it felt a little different. So he is a coach, but he is the youngest coach in the hockey, in what do we call it? In a NHL, not NFL. Goodness, Mandy, get it together. So we have Zane, youngest hockey coach, which means he's 40. But if you've ever watched sports, they get like announcers are obsessed with the coach's age. It's wild. So it's actually quite a big deal for him. And him and Victoria meet one night at a bar. They hook up, have a one night stand. It was a great time for both of them. They go their own ways. Now it's like 5 months later. Uh, this is where he's always lived. He's now the coach. Victoria has just moved there, and her brother is his star hockey player. But here's where things get complicated. There are people who do not want Zane to be the coach. And so they're like, the team is not doing well. And he knows that somehow it's being sabotaged. He can't figure it out. He's getting raked through the coals in the media. And so him and Victoria kind of start a secret relationship because he doesn't want to rock the boat with her brother, who's his star player, when things are really falling apart. And he's afraid, like every day, he's just waiting for the phone call to be told that he's fired. And so he's wanting to protect her from the media and just kind of keep things down low. I loved it. Victoria has such great humor. She picks on her brother. The banter with her and her brother, the banter with her and Zane is just phenomenal. So if you like that type of humor, if you like Jessica and I's type of humor, you'll probably like enjoy the book a lot. So I loved it. I rated it 5 stars. It just felt different from the same old hockey stories, for me at
Uh-huh.
least.
Okay.
I haven't read a hockey story in a while, so that could be, but I haven't read that. Like it just felt very intense where the team is not doing well and he feels like it's all riding on his shoulders.
Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully you guys can't hear McKinley howling out there. She seems to think that she should have treats all the time.
I can't hear her, and right now the chicks are sleeping. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, we don't need to switch over. I'm just gonna mention this last book that was the one that I DNF'd real quickly. I only got a few chapters into it.
Hold on.
So
Every time you say that you're only going to talk
no,
about
this
like
one I
you
really
didn't
don't have
like a
much to talk
book,
about it. No,
you
this
go
one is not because
off
I
the
had a huge
rails.
complaint. I didn't actually rate this book intentionally. So this is Forged in Blood by Sadie Kincaid. I found it in my breeder reader romance group. I was looking for a vampire book that might have pregnancy in it. This one said that it did. Sadie Kincaid is a well-known and well-loved author. I started reading it and
Doesn't
I
she write Mafia?
Mhm.
Okay, I've
Yeah.
read her.
So I started reading it and I had to stop. I didn't like I was getting icky feelings. One hard, two hard no, like one hard no for me is anything with demons in it. This one had, I'm assuming it would have witches. I don't like I will not pick up a witch book just knowing it's a witch book. Sometimes I can get around that, but for me and personal reasons, I will not read anything with that really goes into that. And the first few like the first chapter, the prologue, are like these demons, and this woman was pregnant and giving birth to a part demon child, and I couldn't do it. I tried to hang in there for a little while and I just couldn't. It gave me the ick and I couldn't do it. So I just didn't rate it, and but I had to mark it, otherwise I'm gonna, because this is the second time I've tried to read it. So I had to mark it that I did. So
I
next.
just did a short so people can go find it and give us their opinions there, where I talk about DNFing and the DNF shelf in Goodreads.
Yeah. I don't like the DNF shelf in Goodreads. I think we wanted it. But yeah, did you talk about that in your short?
I did. I
Okay.
talked about like if you DNF, it doesn't ask for a rating. So like in your case, you don't chose to DNF and not rate because there's certain things in it that just aren't for you. So you are like, I'm going to DNF because I don't want to read
Yeah.
it, but I'm not going to rate it because it's just the content's just not for me.
Not for me. Yep.
But I think what prompted this discussion was our book club book,
Yes.
Stolen, from
Yes.
April, and almost all of us either
DNF.
hated it or we DNF'd it.
Yeah.
I think the highest rating on our live was a 3 for it.
Yes.
And so what prompted this is that if you put it on the DNF shelf, you don't rate it. Well, then there were a good chunk of us who DNF'd it. So then if we all put it on the DNF shelf, it doesn't impact the ratings at all. And therefore, a book can look like it's still a really good book, even though everyone is DNFing it,
Yes.
because it's not just a content issue. It's a like, this book sucks issue.
Exactly.
We don't like
Exactly.
it. And
Exactly.
so, yeah, I did a whole short on that. So go find that and tell us your opinions.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
tell us about your last book.
My last book. I am working on the Magnolia Falls series by Laura Pavlov because I'm getting ready for her book to come out in June, which June is coming for us. And I don't know why I thought we were done and I closed out the timer. So let me pull that back up.
Okay.
Okay, here we
All
go.
right.
So
Okay.
I read the next book in that series for me was Forbidden King. And this we have Sailor and King. So Sailor and King have history. They kind of grew up together and they've been very close and very good friends. But King is also best friends with her older brother. And so Sailor is back in town. She's opening her romance bookstore. King is dedicating a lot of time to helping her get it ready, like building her bookshelves and all of this stuff. And they're just very close. But King kind of has a crush on her and he's been thinking things and feeling things that he's like, oh, wait, this is like, I should not feel like this for her. And she also feels the same way for him. Some stuff happens and they kind of get thrown together and start to act on that, but they're very concerned about how her brother is going to respond to it. I'll just go ahead and switch myself back over because normally brother's best friend is one that Jessica hates. And we joke that that's her trigger warning. But
Yeah.
sometimes lately I found myself getting bored with that and I blame Jessica for that. But in this one, I actually liked it because they talk about their feelings and how people might perceive this because he has never been in a relationship. He just brings a woman home and moves on. And so there's talk amongst the friend group and stuff about how Hayes is probably not going to be super, no, not Hayes. Oh my gosh, I'm confusing the brothers. Anyways, her older brother is not going to be super on board with this because of how he's behaving. But there's conversation about like how do we handle this like mature adults and all of that. And while it still doesn't go over great, it's just done in a way that doesn't feel like all barbaric where the older brother is like, you don't touch my sister, like all stupid. But also I don't have older brothers, so it's not relatable to me in
But
that way. I
I
really
do know
enjoyed
that
this one though. Rated
I
at
do.
4 stars. We
Good
have
job.
Beefcake in it a lot. And the next book, which I just started, is Beefcake's dad's book.
Well,
So
okay.
I'm excited.
I will say, my daughters hate it when they have a boyfriend and their brother's like, "Don't touch my, you be nice to my sister." Like they get mad at my son when he does that. So I don't know how realistic that really is. I'm just saying.
I don't know. There is some trauma that's happened, which makes it a little more understandable about why he's protective of her.
Okay.
Go read it.
Well,
It's good. If you like Laura Pavlov, I think everybody, if you like her writing, if you like that style, you will love Magnolia Falls. It's good.
okay. All
Okay.
right. Well, that was our reading week. Let's wrap this up. I need to go get some hot tea for my throat.
Okay. Well, make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and sometimes Wednesdays, although May is probably not going to be a lot of Wednesdays because Jessica is abandoning me.
For the Bahamas.
Yes. So we will have our regular videos out Mondays, Thursdays, and
Yeah.
Saturdays through this month. We just don't have a lot of time to do extra videos.
I'll be abandoning you in early June too, to hang out at a hospital for 2 weeks.
Thanks. So
Yeah.
we will have a couple Wednesday videos, but not maybe as many as you've been used to.
Yeah.
That's why we're non-committal on the Wednesday videos.
See, exactly. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.